Welcome to the Movie Epidemic Podcast. I'm your host, Buck Hollywood LeDuc, and joined by, as always, Chadley J. Fox.
You've stumbled upon an opportunity.
Oh.
Aladdin.
Is that your Jafar?
That is my new Jafar, dude.
Hashtag new Jafar.
Hashtag new Jafar. Why does he...
You didn't make him threatening at all?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why does he sound like that? You've stumbled upon an opportunity. Your life begins today.
Hello there, I'm new Jafar.
Genie, I wish to be the world's greatest sorcerer.
Very cool. So we'll be talking about that and many other things today on the podcast.
Absolutely. Today's a stacked podcast.
Very stacked. We're having maybe a month worth of stacked podcasts coming up here.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to have a lot of stacked
We're entering
stuff.
the summer blockbusters, and we're really in full force.
Yeah,
right
because
now.
the thing is like usually we see one movie in theaters, but with all the blockbusters coming out, we're doubling up because there's just too much shit coming out, including a new Herzog film, which we will be watching. Absolutely.
Of course, I want to see Herzog talking to Gorbachev.
Yeah, that's all.
Why not?
That's all I want, to be honest.
Why wouldn't I want to see that?
Hey, Podcast Spot 5000. Oh, hey, buddy. Dude, are you drunk?
A little.
I've never seen him stumble like that.
Well, you haven't been lubing me up lately,
You have,
Chadley.
you have a hamster in your pocket. Why do you have a hamster in your pocket? That's a live hamster.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in your butthole later, Chadley.
Perfect. Thank you, Podcast Spot. Podcast Spot 5000, we've been talking about how this is going to be a stacked podcast for the past 3 minutes. Can you tell the people why?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you been talking about the podcast without me? That seems like it's my job,
Okay,
Chadley.
Podcast Spot. I really need you to settle down because first of all, I feel threatened.
Yeah, you should be.
And second of all, I feel harassed. So if you could just say the names of the movies we're talking about.
Well, we've got a Bryan Singer produced film called Godzilla King of Monsters.
That's actually not true, but close. It's close enough.
Yeah, it makes me feel uncomfortable anytime I have to see Michael Daugherty because he was at the boy parties with Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, it's Michael Daugherty, Roland Emmerich, Bryan Singer. He's lumped in now. That's the problem.
David Hayter.
David Hayter was certainly at the boy parties. He might be the one who threw
David
them.
Esquire.
Was David Esquire at the boy parties?
I've seen him there.
Yeah, he's been there. Okay, so Michael Daugherty, yes, he was at the boy parties, but he did make Godzilla King of the Monsters. What else are we talking
Evans.
about? Gareth Evans, really?
Fucked kids, probably. I don't know. Allegedly.
Yeah, you got to say allegedly before you just say that.
Hey, I'm a podcast bot that was abused by Bryan Singer, not allegedly.
What else are... Okay, yes, we're... All right, Podcast Spot, I need you to focus here for a second. So, number one, we're talking
I'm
about...
confused.
We're talking about Godzilla King of the Monsters, then what?
Aladdin. The Guy Ritchie
vehicle.
I haven't seen him at too many boy parties, if at all.
Too many?
I haven't seen him at too many, if at all.
Yeah, okay, well, is it you haven't seen him at
It's
too many?
hard for me to remember.
Okay.
I block out a lot of it.
Podcast Spot 5000, we got to get through this. What are we talking about?
Arctic with Mads Mikkelsen, and he doesn't... Don't worry, he doesn't talk.
Arctic with Mads Mikkelsen, that's correct.
And then you got Greta
with
Isabelle Huppert.
Yeah, the Neil
And don't
Jordan
worry,
movie.
she does talk. Yeah,
Yeah,
Neil Jordan of what would he do? He did the
Interview
Wolf.
with a Vampire.
Oh yeah, Interview with a Vampire, not Wolf with Jack Nicholson. I was thinking of Wolf. 1993's Wolf with Jack Nicholson.
I've never seen such film. He also made The Brave One. Did you ever see that with Jodie Foster?
Fuck no, I didn't see that.
That movie's good as fuck, dude. That's a Neil Jordan classic.
Yeah, you're also going to be rounding out the episode with some delicious Universal Monsters Retrospective with some wartime propaganda.
Buy war bonds. Yeah, we're talking about the invisible agents, baby. Buy war bonds.
All right, well, Podcast Bot, he exhausted me, so...
Podcast Bot, is he all right? He fled.
I'm not all right.
he fled.
I'm
dude.
laying down.
He came back. Hey, buddy.
No, I have the third mic. I'm laying down, though.
Oh, dude. You look like you're hurt.
I am hurt.
Hurt how?
Lube me up, Chadley. My legs don't work anymore. Rub the olive oil on my legs, please.
I simply cannot be. We drank too much before this podcast, for sure.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah, whoops, our bad, but we're going to try and talk about movies anyways.
Whoops, all liquor.
Whoops, all liquor. We're very drunk. Why don't you play the theme song, Podcast Bot 5000, while you're laying down?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing that I do, but I have to I need a little bit of lube, Chadley. Just spit on me. Spit on me, Chadley, so I have enough time to... Really, I need to... really just need a
Podcast
little
Bot,
bit.
I can't do that. Not again.
Stop there. I'm afraid.
Why don't you play us something, baby?
Start? I don't feel so good.
You can practically see it from here.
What?
Mothra incidents.
Mothra. Mothra fucking Godzilla. Man, here's the thing, is that we are talking about a lot of good movies this week, but we are not talking about anything that is as good as Damon Wayans' Blank Man.
Yeah, Blank Man is good.
Yeah, that movie is good. There is a scene where you can see a crew member helping the robot around the corner. That's a
Well,
classic.
filmmaking is hard, though.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And Damon Wayans never really figured
Here's a
it
question I have that I've been contemplating for a few weeks.
Sure.
Since it happened on Game of Thrones. You know when the Starbucks coffee cup was in view?
out. Yep.
Starbucks paid them, right?
Probably, yeah.
Because, like,
I've thought about that as well.
It doesn't just get through filming and then post. It gets through post, you think? No, it does not.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that's crazy though, is that the people of Game of Thrones did say like they did release a statement. They're like, "Whoops, we put a Starbucks cup in here." But from what I understand, it wasn't actually a Starbucks cup. It was just like a coffee cup. But they said Starbucks, so it's paid.
Okay, yeah. But who do you think outbid them for that?
Yeah, maybe Second Cup.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' D's, dude. Timmy Hortons. I don't know.
Yeah, one of these places.
Definitely not Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is
They have a different cup.
Yeah, that's true. They've got a different cup, and it is bad.
A bad cup is certainly what they have. The thing I like about Tim Hortons the most is that it tastes like a cow's open mouth.
It tastes fucking very bad, dude.
All right, let's move off from
Let's
that.
move off from that. So let's talk about our first movie of the week. We did get to, we were invited out by WB to check out the pre-screening of
God bless
Godzilla.
him.
Yeah, God bless
him.
you, WB, and thank you for bringing us out to Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Extremely disrespectful audience.
Yeah, really disrespectful audience. We were really riled up for sure.
We sat way up front.
Yeah,
the third row.
Yeah, because we were trying to avoid disrespectful audience.
I literally am going to have to sit in the second row next time to try and avoid people from being annoying
You know
beside me.
you know what's crazy about this though is that there's like the warning at the beginning that's like because it's a pre-screener, they're like, yo, if you even have your phone on,
Yeah,
we
they
hear
have
your phone.
security guards
Yeah,
there
there's
or
security guards.
whatnot.
Yeah, they're like, you're fucking out of here. I heard two ringtones, dude. Heard two ringtones.
I don't necessarily think they were using their phone during it, but they definitely didn't
Turn it off
off.
as WB
I don't turn off my phone
as
either,
WB
but
kindly requested.
I don't
But you-
look at my phone.
But you
though.
silence it.
Yeah.
These people didn't
But
even
mine's
do
never
that.
not silenced, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. This guy, he simply
And if
can't.
you're a dad, you got your ringers on loud, dude.
Yeah, it's true. And it's like the Scooby-Doo theme song or something
My
stupid
dad
like
has
that.
the Seinfeld theme.
Yeah, hell yeah. That is the most your dad thing. That is the most your dad thing I've ever heard in my life. But thank you again. We still had a good time because the movie.
People were talking
Yeah.
full volume the entire time. Then some guy tried to slide his foot onto my footrest.
Oh,
And boy, if he would have got it a little further, I would have taken off that shoe and just
yeah,
thrown it at the screen.
I've seen you do that before.
done it before.
Yeah, I've definitely seen you do that. before.
Definitely don't put your foot on my armrest.
Well, what really pisses me off is like we've talked about this before, but like the critic screenings in Calgary are really annoying because half the people win them from they give away tickets to radio stations to make it look like it because you, me, and like 18 other critics. That's it.
There's less.
You
There's way less.
You can't fill a theater with that many people. The craziest thing is we're the thinnest ones, but but the crazy thing is like you can't fill a theater with 20 critics. Because that's all there is in Calgary is you, me, and 18 other people.
Well, it's a waste of time.
Yeah. And so they give away tickets on like radio stations and, stuff like that and like online giveaways and whatnot. And so it ends up being filled with fucking annoying people who shouldn't be there. As sucky as it sounds, they shouldn't be there. These people behind us were the most fucking annoying people I've ever heard in my
It's
life.
probably like listening to this podcast.
Yeah,
I
it's
assume it's similar.
yeah, it must be like listening to. If you listen to this podcast, you're insane.
God bless you.
God bless you. Anyway, why don't we talk about the movie here? So
Okay, we're
God's
only 10 minutes in. Might as well talk about the movie.
yeah, might as well talk about the movie. Godzilla King of the Monsters. So this is obviously Michael Dougherty's
Critically panned.
critically panned, 58%. And now here's the thing: I've read a lot of these reviews, and you know what? There's two words that came up a lot in the reviews, and that is emphasis, and they say too much emphasis on the monsters, and that excessive.
Okay. Here's your complaint about Gareth Evans' Godzilla. It only had 50 minutes of screen time.
They fixed the problem,
They
guys.
fixed your fucking problem, guys.
This is why you didn't like the Gareth Edwards one.
Look, there's a lot of things you can pick in Godzilla King of Monsters. Monsters being in it too much isn't one of them.
That's not a good excuse. Do I think Godzilla King of the Monsters is a perfect movie? Fuck no.
No.
But you know what it is?
Sports entertaining.
It's sports entertaining.
That was so sports
Correct.
entertained.
It's a movie.
I was maybe the most sports entertained since the Meg, dude.
It's
Since
a
the
movie.
Meg.
Oh, I don't know if I was that sports entertained, but here's the thing: it's a movie about big monsters beating the fuck out of each other. What?
It's exactly what you. This is the
What
movie-
did you think it was going to be?
When I was a kid watching these Godzilla dubs on TNT late at night,
yeah.
what I wanted
Was this?
was this giant big budget monster movie where Godzilla beats the shit out of Ghidorah, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks insane.
Because it's like the thing about this movie is they hide a lot of it in like rainstorms and like darkness, and I could barely see. It has Transformers disease.
It's got shaky cam too, which I hate.
It has Transformers disease where I could barely see what the fuck is happening when they were fighting. But the fact that they were fighting, that is enough for me.
It's certainly enough for me. And like there is like an amazing scene in this movie where like Godzilla's fighting Ghidorah while simultaneously Mothra and Rodan are doing their own thing over here, and it's phenomenal.
That's absolutely fantastic. The one thing about this movie though is the dialogue doesn't.
Oh, it's
nonsense,
fuck, it's bad.
dude.
It's super bad. But here's the thing: is that, and this is how I've always felt about this, and this is kind of the good and the bad thing about this movie, is that they don't really write their characters well because the characters are only there to be audience to what's happening.
It makes the character work in the Gareth Edward ones look pretty good.
Looking, I don't know about that because
Watch it again.
It is bad in that one also.
Well, it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
But the character work is pretty good. That's the only thing that has going for it.
It might be better. Like the character work in that one might be better than this one, but here,
It's far superior. Fucking Dance doesn't just show up in
Yeah.
that one just to do nothing.
yeah, Charles Dance just
Charles
rolls
Dance
out.
doesn't just show up,
doesn't-
dude.
Doesn't do.
That's a nonsense character.
He's new.
Don't have that.
Here's the thing: is that like in these movies, even the last one, realistically, the characters are only there to play audience to what's happening.
No.
But
No, that's not what the Gareth Edwards one is.
oh, the Gareth Edwards one might be. But here, okay, that's what it should have been. That's what it should have been. But
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. That's not what Godzilla is.
because that's what this one is for sure.
Well, that's what this one is.
That's what this one is, but there is a big problem with that. Is that all the characters are here just to play audience to what's going on? But why do we need fucking 1,000 characters? This movie has
Quite a few
This movie has a
characters.
lot of characters, and really none of them do anything. Like, look, okay, here's how you do it: you get your Kyle Chandler. Okay, yeah, you know what? Look, I'm recutting this now. You get your Kyle Chandler,
Yeah.
and he's great. That character is important. Perfect. Leave him in. You got your Farmiga. Yeah, leave her in. You got your Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah, leave her in. Watanabe, obviously, you're gonna leave him in.
Let them fight.
Let them fight. And that's it. Cut the rest of the fucking characters because they don't do nothing.
The reason you have the Thomas Middleditch character is to deliver all of the exposition in the entire movie.
And that's all he does. Thomas Middleditch is out here. Look, I love Middleditch, and he's going hard. He's going in this movie, but he's got nothing to say. And
Well,
that's
he's
like,
got the exposition.
and as much as I hate to say it, like, I agree. I think the same way about Bradley Whitford. Like, he's there and he's doing his best.
Then the
but he's-
problem with that is Bradley Whitford is like he's positioned to be the comedy relief, but doesn't make any jokes.
yeah, he
So
doesn't really make any jokes. And then you have like,
he's like, "Hey guys, I'm a cool guy from California.
yeah, he's hey, dude,
Hey guys, I'm a scientist from California."
all right, guy, I get it. You're a liberal, but also you make a lot of money. But then you have O'Shea Jackson Jr., who does nothing.
Oh yeah,
Fucking does nothing.
all those military guys. It's like they didn't do too much with them.
Yeah, there's not enough.
There's the black chick with the big tits.
Yeah, and that seems like a good character who's got some good lines, but doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And like realistically, and Charles Dance, he's doing
that's
nothing.
the worst characters for sure.
He's doing nothing, dude. He's like Jason Mantzoukas in John Wick 3, dude. He's doing nothing.
Hey, Nong Man.
Hey, Nong Man Mantzoukas. Hey, Nong Man Mantzoukas. And so a lot of this movie is just filled with a bunch of bullshit. But here's the thing, it's all just fucking pieces around this phenomenal content.
Extremely good content.
Yeah,
you guys are like, oh, we don't want what was the monster in the first one? Muto.
Which I agree with. I don't give a shit about Muto.
Okay, I agree also. But now you get all of them, and now you're still complaining. I'm gonna need anyone who look. I'm fine with you giving it a 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But giving this a 1. I'm gonna need you to go fuck yourself.
I saw a really funny tweet today that was like, Godzilla King of Monsters slaps, and if you don't agree, you're a cop.
Yeah, the reason you saw it is because I retweeted that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, is that the actual characters, because all these people that we've been talking about, nobody gives a shit. I don't give a shit. You don't give a shit. The audience doesn't give a shit. But the fact is that in this movie, they take these monsters and they make them characters, and that's why this movie is good.
Sure.
Godzilla isn't just a set piece like he was in the last one. He's a character now, and he's a great character. Ghidorah, that's a character. Mothra, that's a character.
Yeah.
And they're all written really, really well. The only one that I think isn't a character is Rodan. I feel like they could have done.
It's weird
more
that they
with
put Rodan in the marketing material when he barely does anything.
Yeah, he's not really in the movie. The movie's really mostly about Ghidorah. It might
it's
as
a
well
Ghidorah movie.
It might as well not even be called Godzilla King of the Monsters because it's about Ghidorah.
I actually like Godzilla King of the Monsters as the title because that was the the Americanized butchered version of original Godzilla.
Yeah,
was what the title was called. And I think we need to take that back because that's a dope-ass title.
Well, here's the thing, is that
if he does become the king at the end, they're bowing to him, motherfucker.
Yeah.
The thing I really like about this one is, they really kind of lean into
the big monster stuff.
That, but also, what the original was about. The fact that he's a nuclear... He was made because of the nuclear devastation of human, and they when Fermega does that big really weird PowerPoint presentation.
Oh yeah,
about how the world is people are the
slaying
cancer.
the world. Yeah, there's a weird political message that they take back pretty quick
because they make her the villain, and they're like, oh no, she's okay though.
Yeah, they're like, oops.
Because that's the point of the Charles Dance character was to redirect you and be like, oh, she's not really the villain. But she is, and then also, nah, she's not.
Here's the thing, though. That Millie Bobby Brown, I think that's someone who's coming up, dude. She's gonna be really good.
Sure.
And you know what? Right now, she's getting her Stranger Things and her Godzilla out of the way, and she's gonna be in some shit in the next few years that's gonna blow us away.
I didn't even recognize her.
Yeah, really?
I don't watch Stranger Things, bro. I don't know who that person is.
Oh, she's this is the main girl from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
she's
I
in
get
this
that.
movie.
I get that.
And she's great. I think that she's really great. Is she doing?
I know you want to fuck the 14-year-old.
Hey, you know what?
Can't stop talking about Millie Bobby
down.
Brown.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying she's a good actress.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
you
I'm
say
saying.
that all the time.
Millie Bobby Brown.
You say Millie Bobby Brown far too much.
She's a good actress, dude. Maybe you just think I say it a lot because it's a super way too long name.
Oh, that actually could be true.
But yeah, she's great. And here's the thing: this movie isn't devoid of good performances. A lot of these people are good.
Yeah, it's just the content's quite bad.
Farmiga's fucking amazing, dude.
And they try to fill it in with one-liners and weird things like "Hail to the King" or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh, stop saying "Long Live the King."
Long live the King.
It's said by 8 different.
But you know
characters.
what the only funny thing is in this movie?
What's that?
Is when Godzilla rises from the water after Ken Watanabe sacrifices himself to bring him back.
Oh, spoilers, but
and he's like, that's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, the movie's not really about anything.
He explains that he's sacrificing himself in the movie. And it comes up, and then the Godzilla theme is playing. It's like, dun, dun dun, and it zooms in on his face.
Yeah.
And that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I remember. Here's the thing. I started laughing so fucking hard at that, and I looked at you and I'm like, "Is this dude laughing?" And you were.
That's because it was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing in any movie.
And it's in a lot of Godzilla movies too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they zoom in on his face, dude.
But like the special effects are like stunning, dude.
Yeah, it's here's the thing.
Godzilla looks so fucking good in this.
Here's the thing: is that I was gonna say that earlier too, because like Ghidorah looks that's a dragon. Dragons are real.
When they're not in like a storm cloud and you can't fucking see anything, they look stunning, dude.
It's amazing. Mothra looks incredible.
But to me, this is what, like one thing that someone pointed out to me is like it's very clearly like a 3-hour movie that was cut down to 2, because there's like so much shit that doesn't make sense that they're just like all of a sudden in a different location, you know?
Yeah, it's true. They definitely jump around a lot. Like they here's like distance means
It was
nothing.
a 3-hour movie that got cut down to 2 hours, by the way,
Is that true?
Yeah.
that is true.
and it feels like it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I would have loved for them to put that 50 minutes back in, but only if it's monster shit.
It can't be.
It
It can't be, because there's so much monster shit in this, and
Yeah.
and the stuff that doesn't make sense is all the human stuff.
Yeah,
none of it
it's
makes
true.
sense.
But the thing is like in a movie like this, this is gonna sound awful, but like I don't think the human shit matters.
But that's what Godzilla is about, whether you like it or not. It's
about the human aspect and the impact.
about,
Yeah,
it's not about the rubber monsters fighting each other. They always fight each other for 10 minutes at the end of the movie. It's always about something like some sort of political message.
yeah, which is what this movie is, and it tried to do that. I don't know if it was super successful because they buy it back so quickly, but
You also got to remember, the Godzilla movies you grew up with were for kids. After the first one, they were for kids.
yeah,
They're-
like
they're-
Rises Again.
They,
and
they
like,
mostly are. They have a kid protagonist, a lot of them, and they were made for kids. Basically, like all the Mothra ones, those are for kids.
Destroy All
Those
Monsters.
are a movie for kids.
Yeah. Whereas this, I'd say this movie's more a movie for adults, because even though this one does have a kid protagonist, it is like a movie for adults.
The Mothra movie straight up has little twins singing.
Oh, I don't
Little
like that.
twin fairies singing.
Come
to bring
play
it
with
back.
us, Danny.
Yeah, these are kids movies, guys. Like
Yeah.
let's not say that these movies are about the monsters fighting each other. That's the part you like. It's not what these movies are about.
But you know what I was thinking about this movie, and it's probably one of the reasons I like it, is that just bear with me for a second. Think for a second about the Avengers Endgame climax. Okay, so that's like there's a lot of carnage going on there, but like it's so unfollowable because there's 10 billion characters.
Yeah.
Whereas this movie, equal carnage, 4 characters fighting. Perfect.
You know what
I
I-
can follow that.
You know what I do like?
What's
The
that?
whole city of Boston got fucking flattened. Fuck that place.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
They deserve it. They deserve to get flattened, Boston.
Yeah, so sorry, Boston, dude. I hope St. Louis beats you in the fucking hockey finals, you pieces of shit.
You deserve it.
Yeah, fuck them,
But
dude.
you know what got me harder than anything?
What's that?
When they-
Harder.
Harder.
Okay.
When they played the Godzilla theme and then right after played the Mothra theme.
Yeah, right? Oh, dude, the score for this movie is like phenomenal.
So good. That Godzilla remix. And they remixed it like 3 times.
And look, I don't really want to like jerk this movie off so hard, but like honestly,
But-
even after seeing like something like Avengers Endgame, and I've seen so many, like even like Captain Marvel, and seeing all these blockbusters this year, there's no movie that I've seen this year with CGI this fucking good. It's so good in this movie. Those are dinosaurs.
Looks like a lizard, yeah.
That's a dragon. That's a real dragon. They are real. I believe it now. Because that's a dragon. That's a 3-headed dragon who shoots fucking
It's like-
piss yellow lightning out of his throat.
It's definitely stupid.
Oh, it's
But
very dumb.
that's what I want from a blockbuster, like the Meg, for example.
Yeah, the Meg's a great.
I
Fast and Furious?
I don't.
Come on, those
I
aren't
don't-
good.
No, Fast and Furious is not good, but also Fast 7 is a 5.
I
you know?
agree.
It's sports entertaining.
Sports
And
entertaining.
that's where like I feel like the Avengers get it so wrong
Because they think it's a drama film.
They play it so serious, which is why the Taika one was good.
Yeah.
Because they didn't play it serious at all.
Because like here's the thing. There's a time and a place for like serious drama.
And that's why I hate the DC universe. Because you're wearing a cape, bro. Why are you so so serious.
You have bat ears on your head, player. You gotta stop.
Oh, bro, you're underwater.
And
your hair is floating all over the place. Why are you so serious? You're fighting a crab person.
Your name is The Flash. I don't give a shit that you're an orphan. Your name is The Flash. And you have a fucking lightning bolt on your chest. That's why Shazam also kind of works, by the way, because that movie does not take itself seriously at all.
Yeah.
That's why Shazam kind of works.
I agree.
But I agree. And, like, I just think there's this weird disconnect in the last 10 years about what a blockbuster is supposed to be. And, like, here's the thing.
It shouldn't be serious.
Blockbusters are a different genre than dramas.
You know who fucking did it?
Who's that?
James Cameron.
He fucked it all up with Avatar.
He's like, we got to make them serious now.
Fuck
It's like,
'em.
No, we don't.
This movie's a 4. I like Godzilla King of Monsters.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's really, really fun. Is it the smartest movie of all time? Nah.
Definitely has problems.
Super has a lot of problems, and we've talked about them. But ultimately, you're going into the theater to see monsters beating the shit out of each other. And ultimately...
Look, if you don't want to sign off on that, I don't know what you want from Godzilla then.
Yeah,
I don't know what you want.
Because, yeah, this is the wet dreams I had when I was fucking 8 years old.
You want the Gareth
for sure.
Evans one?
No.
Or you want this one?
Do you want the fucking Roland
They're
Emmerich
very
one?
different.
You want the Emmerich?
We don't talk about Roland Emmerich on this podcast. Podcast Spot's moving over there.
Yeah, Pocket Spot. I'm so sorry I upset you by talking about Roland Emmerich. You want to talk about Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
So Guy Ritchie was approached by Disney, and they were like, "Hey, Guy Ritchie, do you want to remake Aladdin?" And he's like, "Fuck yes, I do."
Dude, I will never stop laughing that Guy Ritchie made this very stupid
very,
Bollywood soundstage musical.
yeah, it's very bizarre that it's like Danny Boyle making Slumdog
See, 'cause
Millionaire.
at
That's
first-
also funny, by the way.
That's also funny. But what's funny about this to me is the movie's framed as a story from Will Smith, right? That's how the movie's framed.
Yes.
And without knowing anything about that, you're like, oh, okay, that's why this movie looks like a weird soundstage thing because it's a storybook tale.
Yeah.
But it's not that.
No, not at all.
And that's why it's even crazier once you get to the end of it. 'cause
And
you're
it's a
like,
true story. Yeah.
oh, this is like
This is like Will Smith thinks this is how it went down.
because this is like a crazy like, and I get that like maybe he like made it better for the story, but still, was he a genie or was he not a genie? I don't.
Yeah.
We won't get into that quite yet because this is Aladdin, baby.
Yeah, this is Aladdin. It's the one that you guys remember from when you were kids. It's Robin Williams. Now let's just discard that for a moment because I want to talk about this movie as a movie. And ultimately, this movie is fine. Like as a movie, I think it's perfectly fine. It's entertaining. It's 210, which
See,
is
I liked it a lot.
yeah. See, and I liked it okay. And like if somebody comes to me and they're like, "I love this movie," I get it. I super duper get it. There's just a few things about it that just irk me the wrong way.
Okay, let's get into those.
All right. And now I know I said I wanted to review this as a separate movie, but just bear with me for a
Okay,
moment.
well, this is where we're going to disagree then.
This is where we're going to disagree. I think that there are parts of this movie that wouldn't make sense if you hadn't seen the original.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
What parts?
especially like in the first 45 minutes, because they really they're like, it feels like even though it's stretched out, it does feel like they're rushing through it a little bit to get to the genie shit, which is like, I get it.
What parts, motherfucker?
What parts? Okay, the part where they condensed the Aladdin and Jasmine shit into the first song, which Jasmine wasn't a part of at all, and they condensed that.
She's in it this time.
Yeah, but she's also not in it because she's not actually present. She's not actually there. He ditches her and then he finds her later on. So there's no reason really to do that. But ultimately it works okay-ish.
What? Okay, this is an insane
Yeah.
opinion to me because it works perfectly.
I don't think it. I don't agree because here's the thing: is that the point is
What more do you need to know about Jasmine, bro?
the point is
She
is to
has-
save time, but it doesn't save time. It's the same length, if not longer.
What are you talking about? Save time. This movie's intentionally very long.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, but like at the beginning, because they're condensing all of these scenes into one scene, like the scene where Jasmine and Aladdin meet, opposed to the scene where Aladdin is caught stealing, and they condense that into one scene. But it's no shorter.
But okay, but you get Jasmine sooner, and she's the main event of this movie.
That is true, actually. That is actually true. Because Naomi Scott is fucking amazing.
She's the best part.
By the way, she's incredible. I also like Marwan Kenzari as well, who plays Jafar.
I fucking don't like Jafar.
Oh, really? You don't
I
like?
think Jafar is so non-threatening. He looks like a guy that would try and sell me a watch or something.
Yeah, for sure he is. But like, I think that's kind of the point. Is that like? I think the point of this movie, especially given the way they did Jafar, because I actually like the way they did Jafar.
I think the story, a lot of it works a lot better in this version.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely see that. Yeah.
Because the point of it is like it makes the motivations for what they're doing a lot stronger in this because they have so much time to use these characters and make them actual characters instead of just look. I love Aladdin. Aladdin's a 5-star film.
The first the original is amazing,
but the characters are a bit slim in that film.
I definitely think that Jasmine is much stronger in this movie.
Oh yeah,
much stronger as a character. However, I think Aladdin is just as boring and bland and useless as ever. But the actual character of Aladdin.
But Aladdin's you though.
Yeah, I know, but that's I get that. I do. I understand it.
But I don't understand what you want from Aladdin. It's the same character.
Yeah, I know, but I think that he's boring in the first movie too.
Okay. But it's not about Aladdin though.
It's true. He's
about you and you're watching the genie do shit.
Yeah, that is true. And that is when the movie, because like the first 45 minutes starts to lose me a little bit, especially because hey,
I don't agree.
Yeah,
but okay.
I want to just like make a few points here, real good, and they're not even really points, just more observations. Man, in this Cave of Wonders, they're touching so much gold.
Touching a lot of stuff.
God, they're touching so much shit that they're not allowed to touch.
Don't touch that, and he's just grabbing it.
He's just grabbing everything, and nothing's happening. Until later in the film, until Abu grabs the actual pendant. Abu, by the way, is the best character, and we all agree on that.
Of course.
Also, there is one thing I really like about this movie that did way better than the original, and that is nobody in this movie questions why a parrot is talking, because why the fuck would you?
It's a parrot.
It's a parrot talking.
I wish we would have got Gilbert Godfrey back, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take the parrot voice. I'll take the parrot voice.
One thing that you and me were both very concerned about, was casting Will Smith in the Robin Williams role.
He's fucking phenomenal,
but
dude.
he's perfect.
He's so good.
He really leans into it.
He leans into the character a little bit. The singing's a bit weak.
Oh, but that's kind of part of Will Smith's charm.
Yeah, because like it feels like at some points he's like, I don't know, I think I can hit this note, so I'm just gonna rap this line. I think we can just get away with that, and it works a little bit. However, I do think that a lot of the singing performances are weaker. With the exception of Naomi Scott. I don't want to get blazed here.
Well, it's a new song, so it's not, you can't really compare it.
Yeah, Naomi Scott is a fucking amazing singer. However, the guy playing Aladdin is like,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, they cut Jafar's only song, so fuck him.
They cast that guy specifically because he could sing.
Yeah. Because he certainly ain't that good at acting.
He's better at singing than he is acting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and this movie, like, as soon as the genie comes into the movie, this movie becomes really fun.
The Cave of Wonders dance scene is as good as the Cave of Wonders scene in the original. It's different.
I agree, but here's the thing: is that like I always thought, because like I remember thinking this when we were talking about Beauty and the Beast last time, when we talked about this live action Disney shit. Well, I guess the last time was Dumbo, but when we were talking about Beauty and the Beast specifically, I had said there's just things you can do with animation that you can't do in real life. Mm-hmm. And with the Friend Like Me scene, they proved me wrong. However, later they proved me right, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. But with the Friend Like Me scene, that is fucking phenomenal to look at.
Yeah.
It's an amazing scene. I might just YouTube that scene and watch it on repeat because it's the most fun that's in this movie.
Oh, I had a blast. I was fucking blazed out of my mind, and that was when I was like, oh boy.
And the movie is really, and at that point it becomes really
because this is
really
fun. A story that is very whimsical and very soundstagey and fakey anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it works perfectly in this.
Absolutely. And then you get the Prince Ali stuff, and that's really great.
Fantastic stuff.
Now, what comes next is the shit that I'm a little bit iffy on, and that is A Whole New World. And I have a reason for this, and I have a reason that I don't like this scene at all, because when you're doing animation, there's just so much you can do, and especially at night.
Yeah, okay, but in A Whole New World, they fly past like the Taj Mahal and shit.
Yeah, okay, that's not what I'm concerned about. That's really not what I'm concerned. I knew that's what you thought I would be concerned about, but here's what I'm concerned about. Is that when you're animating something that's taking place at night, you can use a lot of blues. But not if it's real life. And that scene is gray. Like that whole scene of A Whole New World is gray and is really
But if only
uninteresting.
they flew past the pyramids, hey?
Yeah, if only they flew past those pyramids, dude, I would have liked that a bit
If
more.
only they flew past something
What?
in a different continent.
Realistically, it makes more sense that they would fly past shit that's near Agrabah. And I like
Where is Agrabah, bro? It's fake.
isn't it like supposed to be like supposedly in Saudi Arabia?
It's supposed to be like Baghdad.
Yeah, it's not somewhere like that. But like, and like, I get it. Like you're flying, and I like the realism that was added to this scene. But it's fucking gray, and it looks like shit.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that scene's too good.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
don't think they nailed that part.
No, it's super not good. There's also a really weird side plot about Will Smith trying to fuck a handmaiden.
But no, I actually like this.
I also like this. This is the good shit.
These are part of the additions that I really like, that added a lot to the characters and like give some motivations to do things.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? I
Which
really
is why I actually like the ending, even though it's way different.
I actually agree. I like the ending and what they did with the genie. I'm not going to give too much away because I do think that people will go and see this. I think people are going to see this movie regardless.
Well, I'll spoil one thing is Jasmine doesn't get trapped in an hourglass, and I think that's probably good for her character because she shouldn't be a damsel in distress.
No, I agree.
She isn't.
I agree, which she isn't. They do add 2 new songs for Jasmine, and
It's the same song.
yeah, they're the same. Yeah, you're right. One's a reprisal or whatever, and they're good. They're good songs, and they're really great. But realistically, like as much as I hate to say it, ultimately Aladdin does like stroll back to save the day a lot. Which is like kind of anti the point that they're trying to make. Because like realistically, you're right. Jasmine should not be a damsel in distress. She should be her own character,
And
which
she isn't.
she more is in this movie than in the original. She's more of an actual character. But ultimately, Aladdin rolls back to save the day.
Yeah,
But the movie's called Aladdin, so I don't have
Aladdin,
Yeah, the
bro.
movie's called Aladdin, so I don't have that much of a problem with it. But there's one problem I have with this, and this might be like jumping into spoiler territory. But let me tell you one thing: I was sitting here in the theater, a fan of the original film, and I was like, "Man, you know what's gonna be really fun to see in live action? I'm gonna have a really good time seeing Jafar turn into that big fucking snake."
It doesn't need that.
And he doesn't do it.
It doesn't need that shit though.
But I think it does because
No,
like
it does
in the
not.
original film, like Jafar is always like menacing but never evil, whereas like that big giant snake is like a huge personification of his evilness. Whereas in this movie,
But that's not exactly the thing in this one. This one, he's not evil. He wants power.
yeah, that's very true.
What I'm trying to explain to you is the characters have different motivations in this movie, and that's why things are different in it.
Yeah,
That's why things are omitted.
That's why I don't know if I ended up writing this in my review or ended up saying it in my review, but I know I thought it. This movie is not really an Aladdin remake. It's a different thing. It feels very different.
It's a differently written movie so that characters actually make sense for what they're doing.
Which is why I like the way Jafar is, because Jafar is like
Well-
he's not very menacing, but I think that works for it because he like somebody like that to gain
But
power
it
would
makes-
need a genie.
It makes so much more sense how he's defeated in this one, how he's defeated by his own grasp for power.
Yeah.
Whereas that is kind of what the original's about, but it's not executed as well, in my opinion. I think this is like, someone took the script of Aladdin, they're like, how can we bang out these characters to make them make more sense?
Well, and like I
don't think this movie is as good as the original Aladdin.
absolutely not. Absolutely.
But I do think there's a lot of things that are better in this version.
Yeah, and I like a lot of the stuff that's in this movie. And like maybe I have rose tinted glasses about the original.
You do.
A
It's
little
your
bit.
favorite
Yeah.
Disney movie.
Yeah, it absolutely is my favorite Disney. It's my number 1 favorite Disney movie.
It's also my second favorite.
yeah, and it's very very fucking good.
Second to Lion King, which I'm sure I will be giving a lower review than you when we see that also this year.
Yeah, which is what I imagine is about to happen with this movie.
Yeah.
because like this movie, like it's fine. It's so fine. Like it's so okay that
It
like
kicks the shit out of every other Disney live action.
it
movie.
kicks the shit out of Beauty and the Beast for sure, and it kicks the fuck out of Dumbo, dude. It kicks the fuck out of Dumbo.
Seen Cinderella, bro?
Yeah, it's Cinderella.
Kicks the shit out of that.
Yeah, Cinderella. Well, Cinderella's kind of good. I kind of like that one.
It's not
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But it's not as good
I'd
as
say
this.
one's is about as good as Cinderella. This one's better than Beauty and the Beast, though. And if you like this movie is really great for a general audience. I think. I don't think a general audience is going to take a lot of issue with this movie. I like it fine. There's just a lot of things. I do like Giant Bird Iago.
That's fun.
That's a lot of fun. It's over a little bit too quickly, but it is fun.
Could use more of that. Hey?
Definitely could have used more of that. And I think that
But
this
Will
movie
Smith, like, I hope he made a lot of money.
chewing it up, dude. He's chewing up the scenery.
He played Genie Gay for the first half, and then started banging.
Yeah. You played Genie Gay and then got real horny for women, dude. It's really weird. I'm gonna give it a 3 on the Chadsky scale.
4.
Yeah, and that's a completely good rating. Like that's a good rating for this movie.
Well, yeah, original Aladdin's 5, and I'm not gonna give it the same rating as original Aladdin.
Yeah, because original Aladdin. Because like here's the thing. As much
But I
as
also don't think it's a 3. Bro.
well, and here's the thing: is that while I think Will Smith is chewing up the scenery, Robin Williams was chewing up the scenery, dude.
Well, yeah, he was the best ever. And
Yeah,
that was hard to beat.
Yeah, that's
All right, we're 40 minutes in, 2 movies in. What else do we got here, Chad?
perfect. Let's talk about Invisible Agent.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, this movie's war
Lock
propaganda.
and load
yeah.
for that war propaganda,
This
baby.
movie's war propaganda that I fucking super like.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
This is extremely good content.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun. So what this movie is about. This movie was made in 1942, and essentially what this movie is about is that First of all, it's like World War II fanfic, which is very bizarre.
There's a lot of that, though.
Yeah. So what this movie is about?
To Be or Not to Be. You ever seen that movie? The Hitler comedy?
No, I have not. But I have seen The Great Dictator, which is also a Hitler comedy, which is also fan fiction.
That's more satire.
Yeah. So what this movie is about is that the grandson of Griffin from the original
and I like that
Invisible
they're
Man-
connecting it back, because that's what the one thing that the Invisible Man series just doesn't do.
Yeah, because Invisible Woman, that's something different. That's something else.
And even Revenge, it was like just some other guy, right? It
Yeah.
had nothing to do.
No, it was like the friend of the brother
Oh,
of
right.
Griffin
Yeah.
in Return of the Invisible Man. But this one is like the grandson of Griffin, and he still has the secret ingredient for some reason, just like it's carrying it around, holding it on to him, and the government buys it from him, but he says, you can buy this from me, but the only
I want to do it.
I want to be the person who does it. So he infiltrates Nazi Germany this movie was made in 1942, guys.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of Pearl Harbor imagery.
Well, there's the thing I love about like this and Too Not to Be, which is a Hitler comedy, is it's funny that they just like make the Nazis so incompetent. Like
Yeah, they're bumbling.
That to me is never not funny. Like a bumbling Nazi is always hilarious.
Yeah, they have that one guy Heiser he's a bumbling buffoon, and he's
Yeah.
like spilling food all over
Dude, I
himself.
gotta give you a copy of To Be or Not to Be. That movie's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I'll stick around for that.
But the thing that's like so great about this is that Peter Lorre plays a Japanese person as always.
Yeah, and he's not.
He's like super German, dude. Like, but he also had that series called Mr. Moto where he played a Japanese detective.
Yeah.
And there was like 10 of those movies.
You know what's crazy about this movie too is that like first of all the German accents are real fakey, dude. Yeah. Real super fakey. They're all clearly British people. Like super duper fakey.
I think like Cedric Hardwicke, who's been in a lot of these, was in this one.
Yeah.
I love all these guys. It's the whole crew. It's the Universal crew, dude.
But like the weird thing about this movie is that like in the movie they make it seem like the Germans are the bad guy, and then like halfway through the movie they're like, oh, but if you think the Germans are bad, check out these Japanese. They're way worse.
Yeah. I like the Invisible Man series because they're not afraid to get very silly with it.
And this one's silly, yeah.
That's crazy silly, dude. It's like a plot where he's invisible to steal like Nazi
secrets, yeah.
Nazi secrets,
and there's like a book just flying through the streets of
it basically
Berlin.
just says Nazi secrets in big letters on it.
Hell yeah. Man, this movie it's really dumb, but like it's only 70 minutes, and I'll be honest. This one's 80. This one's 80. This one's 80. And this one's probably one of the more fun ones. I had a really
It's
good
also
time
like
watching it.
shockingly coherent. Like it's like it has a plot line that it does not stray from.
Yeah, that actually is something that I was going to say, because I said this to my girlfriend when we were watching it. I was like, this movie's weird because unlike a lot of these Universal Monster movies, this movie has like a tight structure to it. Like it's got an A to B. It's got an act 1, 2, and 3. Like it feels like the way movies are structured now.
Well, we're moving into the mid 40s here.
Yeah.
So this is when filmmaking kind of changes a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. With your Hitchcocks and your Kubricks and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's people coming on the scene that are making like masterpieces. Not that there wasn't masterpieces before.
Oh yeah, and I guess Orson Welles was about this time too.
He's a little later.
Was he?
He's coming up soon.
Yeah.
And this is where like people are really into dialogue, really into story structure. And also, the special effects are fucking great in this.
Yeah,
Like, they're super good in this.
Yeah, we were when we were watching this movie, we were like, man, here's the thing: is that this was the 40s? How the fuck they do some of this shit?
I don't know how they do it even now.
Yeah,
Kind of.
like the scene where he's like smoking the cigarette, and you can see him puffing smoke out, and I'm like, okay, it was 42. Realistically, how are we doing this?
You're saying realistically a lot today.
Realistically, how are we doing this? It's very confusing to
Roll
me.
back the tapes. How podcast bot? Can you count how many times he said realistically today? Got to be at least 70.
Yeah, thank you, Podcast Bot 5000 for doing that. Yeah, and this movie is because like as soon as he gets into, because like the first like 20 minutes is kind of boring because it's them like being like, give us your
I think it would have been fine at 70.
yeah,
but it's 80.
They're like, give us your secret drug, and he's like, I simply won't. It shan't be used for any purpose. And then Pearl Harbor happens, and he's like, yeah,
Those
I think
goddamn Japanese.
that's exactly. I think I got to be a part of
Kill
this.
Peter Lorre.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Apparently he's Japanese again.
Peter Lorre's turning, dude. He's defecting.
I fucking love Peter Lorre though. M, M.
Yeah, he's really good.
Oh, God, that movie's creepy. He's the creepiest motherfucker on the planet because he's just like one of those little. Hello, I'm Peter Lorre.
M from what 1931 was that?
Yeah, something like that.
So it was like 15 years before this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the main guy in this movie, he's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that guy is, but he is pretty good. And I was also quite surprised by how good the main female protagonist was as well. She is a little bit eye candy, which like I guess nowadays wouldn't fly so much, but like it was the 40s, so it was a different time. But I think that as a character and as somebody who contributes to the actual conclusion, she is fantastic. Heiser is the reason to watch this movie, though. The big old fat Nazi guy who's best friends with Hitler, and he keeps talking about how he's friends with Hitler, and that's really great. And then they have what's the other guy? Stafford? Is that the name of the other?
That was Cedric Hardwicke, who was in basically all of the Invisible Man movies.
Yeah, and Cedric Hardwicke is awesome in this
really
movie.
great.
Yeah, he's really, really awesome. He plays like
J.
this.
Edward Bromberg was Heiser, and he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was fucking phenomenal.
John Hall played the Invisible Man, and Leona Massey
Yeah.
played
So
Maria.
this movie's like, it's really stupid. It's a Nazi movie for some reason, and like the whole point of this
Why not,
movie,
though,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Why
why
not?
not? Why not? The whole point of this movie is that the Nazis have decided to bomb New York, which never happened.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's a fictional film.
It's
Dude.
a-
He goes invisible to steal Nazi secrets.
Yeah, and the Nazi secrets are that they were gonna bomb New York City, which is really wild. I really like this movie. I had a blast watching it.
It's one of the most fun ones.
Yeah,
And I think like that's a staple of Invisible Man, in my opinion, is that the Invisible Man movies are fun as fuck.
Yeah, Invisible Woman
Because
was
it's
fun.
just
This
them
one's
getting
fun.
into trouble being invisible, man.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Fun getting
you know
into
what
trouble.
You know what I love is that every single one of these Invisible movies, they have to mention that they dick is out. Like they're like, I'm getting naked.
My pecker's out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's long.
This movie, it's long, but thin. This
He
movie,
just keeps knocking it. His dick keeps knocking into people.
This
They're like,
movie's,
did a pencil just hit me?
yeah, this movie's a 4 on the chest.
Oh yeah, that's an easy 4. This one's super fun.
super
and
easy
it's got
4.
the greatest poster out of maybe any of them.
Yeah, the poster's phenomenal. Yeah, it looks great.
Where
Yeah.
it's just like a shadow of a Nazi and like God, I love propaganda.
And then-
Propaganda is so funny, dude.
Yeah, I was really shocked when this movie didn't end with a screen that says "Thank you for watching." Buy war bonds. I was really shocked, dude.
Uncle Sam wants you.
Uncle Sam wants you to buy war bonds. for Invisible Agent. What are we talking about next? We want to talk about Greta.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a new Neil Jordan movie, and it's sort of like a thriller horror movie type movie, and it's great. Like this,
I love this movie.
I really.
This is like the kind of thriller that I feel like we don't get too often anymore. Like a kind of just like a mid-budget thriller, like what Fincher used to make, like Panic Room. And stuff like that.
Yeah. I was thinking Panic Room also. Yeah,
because it's just like a low-budget, like not very many location thriller.
Yeah, because like the locations are like the lady's house, and, like the restaurant that she works at.
Mm-hmm.
So what this movie is about is that this girl finds this woman's purse.
Chloe Grace
Moretz, who, by the way, like that's some sort of metamorphosis, dude. She's come really far.
Mm-hmm.
And she finds this woman's purse. Elizabeth Huppert, who, by the way, is the best actress in the
she's so
world,
good.
and she won't be in any English speaking movies except for this one, apparently.
She's been in a few.
She's been in a couple here and there, but mostly just French shit.
Yeah, she mostly like is in Michael Henke shit.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
And she's amazing. She's so good in this movie.
You ever seen The Piano Teacher?
I have seen The Piano Teacher, and that movie's good as fuck.
Movie's fucked up.
Yeah.
I saw that. I went to the
It's pretty similar to this movie, to be honest.
Kind of, yeah. The Calgary Cinematheque did a series on Isabelle Huppert. So I watched like 5 of her movies in theaters, and they had like a TED talk basically before the screenings, right? About like her career and stuff like that. And they always go back to this one review that talked about her icy stare and how much acting she does in her face, and like that.
Checks out, yeah.
That to me is like why she's so good. Like her stare is scarier than any monster, dude.
Yeah, it's very true, because this is like, look, everything that we talked about this week is slightly uncomfortable. Maybe Aladdin is an exception, but everything's slightly uncomfortable. But like, look, you could zoom in on Godzilla's face all day, but it ain't that scary compared to Elizabeth Huppert's fucking terrifying stare, dude. She is uncomfortable, and she is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, she's so good. Dude.
She's so good. So what this, we were kind of trying to get to what this movie's about. Chloe Grace Moretz, she finds this lady's purse on the bus. She returns it to her. This woman's a very lonely old woman, lonely old widow who...
She's like 66, could still get it.
Yeah, she could still get it. Would still hit it, to be honest. Yeah, and she invites these young girls into her house after they return her purse and tries to befriend them. Mm-hmm. Now... Shortly after she tries to befriend this young girl, she becomes so attached and weird and clingy and ultimately psychotic.
Stalker behavior.
Yeah, it's very stalker behavior, and to the point where like there's a really fucked up scene that like I seriously think I'm gonna dream about, where like Chloe Grace Moretz is working at her job and Elizabeth Huppert just stands across the street for the whole shift. For the whole shift, just looking in the window.
And she gets the cop, and she's like, you can't do anything. He's like, he's just in a public space. What do you want me to do about it?
Yeah, she's just standing.
She's like, she could technically be taking pictures of you, and that's allowed. It's a public space.
Yeah,
it's so creepy because like that's something that can stalkers happen, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's a real thing.
This is like a very realistic and like
interpretation, yeah,
it's like scary version of it because she does turn out to be like completely psycho, and like the way that it happens is so organic.
Yeah, it unfolds in a very real way, and it unfolds like so slowly. This movie is also phenomenal.
I wish I would have seen this in the theaters. To be honest,
me too.
I know it was there, and I was gonna go see it. And then I'm like, I can't, because it was happening right when I was doing her retrospective. At the Cinematheque, so I was gonna go see it like the week after that it was done. Mm-hmm. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, you were too busy watching Glass.
I was watching first name Mr. Last Name Glass.
That might be my bad because I think I pulled you out to that one.
I think so.
But yeah, and like the more you learn about Elizabeth Huppert's character, like
Isabelle.
and like what's that? Oh, Isabelle. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. My bad. The craziest thing about this movie is like there is a point where Elizabeth Huppert is also
Isabelle.
Oh man, why do I keep saying Elizabeth?
I don't know.
It's not right. Isabelle Huppert.
You said it so many times that I started saying it, and I'm like, nah, that's not right though.
That's not. You're like, that didn't feel organic. That didn't feel right. Isabelle Huppert's character is so uncomfortably creepy that like there's times where she convinces every person in Chloe Grace Moretz's life of like one uncomfortable fact, and like I'm not gonna say more than that because I think you have to see this movie. It's awesome, and it's genius. Like it's simply genius, and it buys her so much time. Also Stephen Rea just shows up in this movie.
Sure,
he's just in it all of a sudden. He's not in it, and then he's just in it, and he doesn't do it. Like he does enough, which I like, but he's in it for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh, that's a waste of Stephen Rea. But
well.
God,
It's not really the main event.
yeah, it's true.
When I'm signing up for a Huppert film, I want to see a lot of Huppert.
Here's the thing, though, is that Stephen Rea rolls up, and he's already a fucking grade A actor, and he's being Huppert's out here fucking dancing circles around Stephen Rea, dude.
Yeah, that must be tough when you know you're the best person on set.
Yeah.
When you know it.
And this movie, like, the pace of this movie is so uncomfortable and real and crazy. It's really, really fun. It's a really fun movie.
And it is scary.
It is absolutely scary. In fact, I would say it's terrifying because it's so real.
Yeah. Sure.
This movie, it just feels so.
It's got some Midnight Meat Train elements.
Yeah, exactly.
Powerful Midnight Meat Train.
Yeah, hell yeah. I like this movie a lot. I'm gonna plant it at a 4.
Ooh, me too. I knew I was gonna like this movie kind of going into it because I'm like, is a Huppert thriller?
Because here's the thing,
Neil Jordan on deck.
Huppert,
Haven't seen him in a while.
Huppert don't make junk, dude. If she's gonna make an English speaking movie, it's gonna be good.
And she very specifically picks movies that are going to make you uncomfortable. That's part of her thing.
Yeah.
Right. Like she also did. She did like this like speaking tour where she read like this super grotesque book about like fucking people, and like it was just her on a stage with like glasses on reading this in like her old woman voice.
Hell yeah,
and, like,
hell yeah.
Like all of her Michael Haneke movies are like super fucked up. Piano Teacher being the main one. If you haven't seen it, it's really fucked up and awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I've also seen that she did another English speaking movie called Elle.
Yeah,
was that
in English?
I think wasn't that one in English?
I don't know if it was. I think it was Danish, wasn't it? Because it's Verhoeven.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because it was Paul Verhoeven. No, I think you might be right.
He doesn't make English movies anymore because he got kicked out of Hollywood.
Yeah, very true. Hey man, if you make a movie as shitty as RoboCop, just kidding, RoboCop rules.
What the fuck? I was about to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, this movie's a 4 on the Chadsky scale. It's really creepy. If you're looking for a thriller that's gonna make you genuinely, because it's not necessarily scary, but it's uncomfortable.
I think it's scary.
You think it's scary?
Well, we talked enough about it, but it is scary.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about our last movie of the day, and this is Mads Mikkelsen in Arctic.
Oh yeah, no, thank you.
Really?
I didn't like it.
Really?
It's just him struggling for 90 minutes, and I get that.
Yeah.
And Mads Mikkelsen acting his fucking ass off, dude, all in the face. Because again, he doesn't talk at all. Very
yeah,
little.
he has very little dialogue. Because here's the thing, I'm in for this.
And I like the idea of it, of course. I love a survival film in the Arctic, but it just didn't do anything for me. It was just so.
It's very dry.
So much struggle.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I need that much strife in my life. You know.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is that when I was watching this, I was like, "Oh, this is what douchebags must think about." J.C. Chandor's All Is Lost. This is what this must be how they feel, because I was really enjoying this movie. Like, it is uncomfortable, it is fucked up, it is a survival movie, and it is just shitty thing after shitty thing.
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah,
but
it's a well-made movie.
It's also didn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
and I don't know why, because I like this kind of movie generally.
Yeah, to be honest, I was watching it, I was like, man, Buck's gonna love this, and I was sitting there loving it. I loved it. So what this movie is about is that what I like about this movie is it's all in context. Everything is context. The movie starts with, like, you see this guy, he's sitting at this crashed plane in the middle of the Arctic, and it's not like The Gray where they gotta fucking explain everything. You know?
Don't wolves eat fruits and berries?
Yeah, I did say that about 10 times watching this film. My girlfriend was pissed because I kept saying that. But it is really weird to me that, like, this movie can exist in the same type of, like, realm as something like The Gray, but be so much more subtle. Because, like, they don't try and explain anything. They're like, hey, look, he's a pilot and he crashed his plane. What else you fucking gotta know? You know, he's going over the Arctic. What do you gotta know? Which I really like. And then of course, like he saves the girl from the helicopter because the helicopter comes to save him, but the winds are too strong. It ends up downing the helicopter. The one pilot dies, which I think is implied that was her husband. And then, but like again, everything's subcontext here. Everything's context, which I fucking love, dude. I really, really like, because this movie's not really a narrative.
No, and it definitely is well structured.
Yeah.
In the point that you understand what's happening at all times.
Absolutely.
Even without Mads Mikkelsen uttering a word
Yeah.
in that beautiful accent.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But to me, there's nothing really of note in this movie.
Well, you know what I really, really...
I mean, he fights a polar bear, for fuck's sake, so cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's pretty neat. But you know what really gets me through this movie, and really got me through this movie? Mads Mikkelsen is the best actor in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Dude, how is he so good? He didn't have to say a word. That's what's good about this movie.
And I agree. I agree with that. I just because I'm making fun of it for him not talking doesn't mean I don't think he's amazing in it.
And he is so good.
And he is.
Yeah, the only thing I don't really like about this movie is the ending. Because I feel like the movie could have ended about 10 seconds earlier and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
You know, because we'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. But the ending is a little bit.
Could have been a bit more ambiguous.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because they sort of cut the ambiguity and they make it like kind of cushy, which I didn't need.
That. It's
I don't.
A movie
I didn't
about
need that.
struggle.
It's a movie about struggle. It's a movie about survival.
Sometimes you don't survive, player.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I also don't like the ending to All Is Lost, because like he's like drowning in the water.
I hate a lot of things about All Is
Yeah,
Lost.
but that movie is way worse than this one for
this
sure.
is better than All Is
This
Lost.
is
for
way
sure.
better. Yeah. But like the whole movie is Mads Mikkelsen trying to get his way to like the ranger station. He's got a map. He's trying to figure out how to get to the ranger station. But the problem is that he has this woman behind him who's been in a helicopter accident.
Yeah, she's hurt bad.
She's hurt real bad.
I'm hurt bad.
I'm hurt bad. What's it? Bob.
Yeah.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
I'm hurt bad, Bob.
Bob, take the wheel. And so she's hurt real bad, and so while he is trying to make it to the station, he's also trying to carry her. And there's a really crazy scene where he's trying to pull her up like a slope.
Oh yeah, is that
and
where
it's
he
like
falls down?
it's like it's like a 200-meter slope, and if he can get over that slope, they have like a fucking easy valley all the way. But he can't do it, so they have to go around.
Yeah.
And it like adds like an extra like 50
And then he
kilometers.
falls through the ice a couple times.
Yeah, he
That's
falls.
fun.
He falls through the ice, and he gets his fucking 127 hours down there.
That one fucked me up. I
Yeah,
was
where
like,
he's
"Ooh, this
cracking
is-
his
this is good-
bones."
This is extremely good content.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, and like a part of me thinks that like a lot of this movie is like metaphor too, like for like karma and things like that, and like karma and internal struggle. Like this movie is very metaphorical, and it has a lot to say with saying almost nothing, which is why I like this movie so much.
That's why I think it's a well-made movie, but it's also why I don't find it entertaining at all.
And you know what? I'll be honest. I really was captivated by it. And like, if somebody said to me, I wasn't captivated by this. This is a movie where I get it. I get it. I think I was just in the right mindset to watch it. I watched this morning, and I think I was just in the right mindset to watch it. And I really, really enjoyed it. Had a really good time. Mads Mikkelsen is
Well, he's the best.
He's
dude.
the best.
I love him. I
Yeah.
love him in everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna give this one a 4 on the Chatsky scale.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna slash that bad boy and give it a 2 ski
Ooh,
on
that's
the Chadsky scale.
ouch. Ooh, Mads is hurting, dude.
Because it's definitely not average. It's definitely below average in the entertainment value.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Although
no,
I do think it's a beautifully structured film for sure.
Yeah, it's-
I think technically they do a lot of things right.
beautiful film too. Like a lot
It's
of
great. It's
the
the Arctic. It's the
Arctic
snow,
scenery
bro.
is amazing.
We're
The
just
polar
film-
bears.
We're out here filming snow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mads
it looks
Mikkelsen's
great.
not talking.
Mads Mikkelsen, he builds a little igloo.
very
love
cool.
it. God, love it.
A lot of good content here.
Yeah, really like it, dude. He fights.
I was happy that it was 90 minutes because I'm like, I couldn't do more than this.
Yeah,
Definitely couldn't do
absolutely. Which I think I agree. I think that does it a lot of favors. But I like this one a lot. You didn't. That's okay.
I think I probably would have liked it more if I saw it in a theater.
I think so too. Yeah, because I remember when this movie came out, we almost went to see it in theaters.
I was pushing for it hard,
but there was
you're like, no, we got to see Glass.
no. I'm pretty sure Cold Pursuit was the same week, and
sickening.
And I regret this so hard now because Cold Pursuit fucking blows. Yeah, there was some trailer trash, and I'm trying to remember what weird trailer we got. Oh yeah, the craziest thing I've ever seen, because it's a movie I barely even knew was gonna exist.
Oh,
and
right.
Fucking Rambo 5.
Rambo 4 on horses.
Yeah, Rambo 4 on horses. He's in a barn house now for some reason, and
is this Rambo 5?
It's Rambo 5.
Yeah.
Because remember, Rambo 4 was just called
It was
Rambo.
just called Rambo. That's right. That one's pretty good, actually.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is,
player.
because it's really political.
It's not that good.
Yeah, it's good.
Rambo 3
You
is
watched
good.
it as an adult brain, though?
Maybe not.
Yeah,
last time I saw him was maybe in high school. But Rambo 3, however, is very good.
Oh yeah, Rambo 3 rules are pretty hard.
And Rambo 2 is one of the best films I've ever seen.
I like all the Rambo movies. I like them all a lot.
Because it's First Blood, Rambo 2, First Blood, or no, Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
And then there's just Rambo 3.
Then it's Rambo 3.
Then it's just Rambo.
Then we're back to Rambo. That was in the Balboa era.
And now it's called Rambo 5 Last Blood.
Okay.
Last Blood.
Stallone's getting a little too crazy.
Yeah. I think Stallone. Here's the thing: is that nobody understands the fucking nostalgia factor that this generation has more than Stallone. He's getting it and he's juicing it, dude.
Well, he's definitely juicing.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is that Stallone is never ready to give these characters up.
I would have preferred if Stallone was the one that got drop kicked rather than Arnie, because Stallone seems like he deserves it. He's also 5'6".
Yeah, hell yeah. He's
It's 5'6", guys.
5'6".
He's 5'6".
Is he really that short?
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the thing: looks really tall in this trailer.
But that's the perspective
Yeah, hell yeah.
that they film him at.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You never noticed Michael Basketball Jordan being a full foot taller than him?
Which is crazy because Michael Basketball Jordan ain't that tall.
It's not that much. He's not. He's like barely. He's like 6'1" or something.
Yeah, maybe less.
He might be less.
Might be 5'9", to be honest.
In fact, he's a full foot taller than Stallone in these movies.
Dude, I can't believe they're making Rambo 5, dude. Rambo 5?
Yeah, well, we're also getting another Terminator movie, so anything's possible these days.
It's true, dude. They're just juicing any series they can. Those are going to both be half stars or maybe 5s.
I bet Rambo's good.
I mean, Rambo might be
Rambo has
good.
definitely a better chance of being good than the Terminator movies. Pro.
I agree with that. But we also got a trailer for. Okay, so I just don't understand. I don't understand Disney and their trajectory anymore, because they released a new trailer for this movie called Onward. Have you seen this?
Yes.
This movie,
I think so.
Okay, so here's what's crazy about it. Okay, so it's like modern day, but like mythical creatures.
Yeah, I've seen this.
I'm like, okay, that's a fun idea, but then they show the logo, and it's just the word Frozen. It's just the Frozen logo, but with a different word. Hey, guys, make a different logo. That's just the Frozen logo, but with a different word.
Guys, what are we doing?
Yeah, and like Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, that's your guys?
Well, that's not bad guys to have.
Yeah.
They sell tickets.
Tom Holland might sell tickets, but Chris Pratt, that's your guy?
Chris Pratt has about 5 movies on the top grossing movies of all time.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Guy sells
yeah,
fucking tickets.
You might be right. He's doing
like crazy.
Here's the thing: is that Tom Holland is just kind of like acting in this movie, whereas Chris Pratt's doing a silly voice. Don't do that voice. If you could just act in this movie, that would be fucking phenomenal. Why stop doing the silly voice?
That doesn't matter. Chris Pratt is a money maker.
Yeah. Hey, Podcast Bot 8000.
Oh boy, this fucking guy.
Hey, Buck, guess what?
I don't even want to engage with this person.
I wanted you to look like a cool biker guy, so I cut all the sleeves off your shirts.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Every single shirt. On the next episode of Movie Epidemic Podcast, the boys will be talking about the following films. It's going to be another double feature. They're seeing Dexter Fletcher's Rocket Man.
I'll be honest, kind of excited.
I've heard it's fucking awesome. I've heard it's very good, but I also heard that about Bull Rap, so I don't know. I don't know. Dexter Fletcher, he's a trickster for sure.
They'll also be talking about Brightburn. They're also going to be watching a kung fu movie called The Dark Soul.
Hell yeah.
A weird horror movie that I've heard is very bad called The Perfection.
The only reason I pushed the Dark Soul so late because we're embargoed until the 3rd, so.
We're embargoed until 3rd of June? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, don't worry. That's going to come out on the 9th of June, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're really not getting them any pre-press because they don't deserve it.
Yeah, hell yeah. And what else are we talking about? They will be continuing with their Universal Monster movies with The Mummy's Tomb.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. You know what? I'll be honest. I don't even fucking want to watch it. I might not watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, you're going to watch it.
The Mummy's Tomb? That sounds like the same movie I've already seen.
Well, that's what I say about the mummies. They're all the same.
Yeah, The Mummy's Hand. Come
They're
on.
all the Mummy's great. No more, please.
Yeah, no. The first The Mummy is fucking phenomenal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the Mummy's great.
Enough.
The rest are the same. We've got
Scorpion King.
We got Lon Chaney Jr. jumping in now for some reason.
He's the Mummy now?
Yeah, because
Yeah, okay.
Boris Karloff's out now.
Yeah, I'm super not going to watch that then.
No, you have to watch it.
I know. It's my job. I know it's my job to watch it, but I hate it, dude. I simply hate it. So make sure you check out that. We're going to be talking about all those movies next week. You can follow us on Twitter at Movie Epidemic and Facebook at Movie Epidemic, Instagram at Movie Epidemic. You guys just type in Movie Epidemic. You'll figure it out.
It's out there now.
Just go to your social medias, type in Movie Epidemic. You're going to see a weird animated picture of me and Buck Hollywood LeDuc. You're going to figure it out.
It's not weird. That's art.
Yeah, it is. It is art, kind of. So thank you guys for listening, and make sure you subscribe. Write us a good review. Give us a 5-star, but then say something mean about myself or Buck Hollywood.
Yeah, I'll read it out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
If it's mean, I'll read it. If it's nice, I'll also read it.
No, but please be mean.
But if you rate it 1 star, I'll crawl through this fucking headphone and beat the shit out of you.